Alright guys, we need to talk. My YouTube channel is all about helping you save money, not buy this, let's skip that so we can keep our costs down. And what does that mean? That means I will never ever get a sponsor of my channel because I'll just be like, don't buy that knife, you don't have to buy this. I'm saving almost everything that I can to keep the food costs down. That includes making our own condiment ingredients where possible, and that includes keeping things as simple as possible. So really, to keep me going, I would really appreciate your help. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to tell you buy X, Y, and Z. Let's keep things simple. You watch my video. If you appreciate it, give it a like. If you don't, give it a dislike and leave a comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. All those feedback will really go a long way. So I will keep doing what I'm doing just because I'm really passionate about it. And if you can support me in any shapes or form, that would be really appreciated. So let's get into today's recipe. G'day guys, welcome back to Sam Kitchen. My name is Sam Lee. I am a home cook who's really passionate about sustainability and, more importantly, save money by making things at home, and hopefully I can be helping you guys do the same in your own kitchen as well. So me having a bit of a background in the cafe industry, I really want to build up a recipe playlist that focuses on breakfast. So earlier this year we did a bit of a egg on toast, and then we did some zucchini fritters as well, and I want to keep this series going. And today we're going to be making mushroom on toast. One of my favorite things. Like, mushroom, it's just packed with flavor. It's vegan, it's vegetarian friendly, it's super versatile. Crack an egg in there, make a poached egg, and it just lifts a whole dish up to another level. So that is exactly what I'm going to go through today. So keeping things really simple, I've got the cheapest mushroom. That is just a white cup mushroom. Swiss brown mushroom is a little bit high in price, but the density of the mushroom becomes so much meatier and is actually able to hold the moisture a lot better. And if you like a little bit of variety, go for a bit of a king oyster mushroom, a little bit of shiitake or some enoki mushroom. Mix a variety up, go through the same process, and the key is really blast it with high heat, so to get that browning on the mushroom rather than just stewing it. That will make you lose so much moisture as well as the flavor itself. So enough of my talking, and let's get cooking. So mushroom on toast might seem like a very simple dish, but I'm going to show you a couple of tricks to put your local cafe to shame. We'll start off with some nice bread. I made another loaf of food scrap sourdough with sweet potato skin in it, and it's pretty damn good. Obviously, any bread can be used for this recipe, but in my opinion, nothing beats a fresh loaf of homemade bread. Next, we've got some mushies here. To keep the cost down, I've chosen some fresh white cup mushrooms. For one serving, 100 grams of mushroom is a decent amount. Next, we got some garlic. Garlic complements and brings out the earthiness of mushroom really well. I've got some parsley from my houseplant, just as a garnish, so totally optional. One key ingredient to make a delicious mushroom on toast is the fat component. Butter for the extra luxurious taste buds, or olive oil for my vegan friends out there. These are the basic ingredients. It's super simple. You can add in a gnocchi for that extra protein, which is exactly what I'm going to show you today. That's all we need. We'll put these aside and get started. First off, we'll start with our bread. To keep sourdough fresh and moist as long as possible, I know it sounds very counterintuitive, but we want to cut straight in the middle. The crust on the exterior is what traps the moisture in the bread, so we want to use that as much as possible. Here, we want to take slices right from the middle. The speckles of roasted sweet potato skin actually adds so much flavor to the loaf. I highly recommend you trying it out. To store fresh sourdough, I normally just grab a clean kitchen towel, put the cut sides of our sourdough together and place on the towel. Wrap the bread up with the towel and apply some force to try and get the cut sides as tightly together as possible. Wrap it up nicely, and we can put it away in the room temperature bread bin for a good 4 to 5 days. Now, coming back to our slice of bread, we want to drizzle some olive oil on it and we'll spread it out with our hand. Put the bread aside for now and we'll prep the rest of our ingredients. Grab about 4 to 5 cut mushrooms or roughly 100 grams and we want to slice them into half a centimeter thickness. Cut mushrooms or portobello mushies are looser in structure, so we want to cut them a little bit thicker. Swiss brown, king oyster or shiitake mushroom, they hold themselves better so they can be cut a little bit thinner and not disintegrate. And then grab 2 cloves of garlic and just peel the skin off for now. Next, bring our slice of bread to a preheated pan on medium heat and put the oil side down. Use our finger to press it down gently to get it nice and toasted. Toast it for about 30 seconds to a minute and we want to flip it over. Some toasted edges on the bread is always a good sign. Grab a clove of our garlic and rub it over the bread to add that spicy scent to the toast. Toast the other side of the bread for a minute and we want to take it out of the pan and leave it on the side for now. Leave the pan on medium-high heat and we'll come back to it next minute. Coming back to the chopping board, crush the garlic we just peeled to get that beautiful allicin enzyme out and then mince it real good. Use the back of the finger to guide the knife and just let the knife do its thing. Now all of the ingredients are prepped up. Time for some cooking. Some neutral tasting oil into our pan on medium-high heat and mushrooms in. Our mushies should be sizzling when they hit the pan, and this is the most critical part of this dish. It's so important to use a bigger pan here to allow for mushrooms to spread out and get charred, instead of being cramped and just stew in the pan. If your pan is not big enough or hot enough, mushrooms will be bleeding the juice out and become a soggy mess. Spread out the mushroom to get them nice and charred. Flip them over when the bottom turns golden brown. Mate, listen, this just screams flavor down. Get it cooking for another minute and then we want to add in our garlic. Once the garlic is in, we can turn the heat off and let the residual heat cook it through. Keeping a bit of a rawness in garlic gives it a really nice kick of freshness to the dish. Give it a good stir, and now, towards the end, we season the mushroom with some salt and pepper. It is important to add salt only at the end so we don't draw the moisture out of the mushroom right at the beginning and, you guessed it, let it stew in its own blood. Now, our mushroom is nice and seasoned. Add in a drizzle of olive oil or a knob of butter, whichever you preferred, followed by some water or wine or stock, whatever you have handy. Give it a good stirring to get the flavour off the pan and also at the same time create a bit of an emulsified sauce to coat our mushrooms. And that is the secret to a really nice mushroom on toast. To plate up, pour our mushroom onto the toasted slice of bread. And that is a humble dish packed a punch. I was feeling a little bit peckish, so I poached an egg to complete the meal. Put a pot of water on boil and add a dash of vinegar. Turn the heat down just under boil. Give the water a swirl and crack the egg right in the middle. Give the water a gentle stir to make sure that the egg does not stick to the bottom. Cook for about 4 to 5 minutes and scoop the egg out to drain on chopping board. 10 seconds on the chopping board is plenty of time to drain the egg. We don't need to waste a piece of paper towel just for this. The poached egg right on the mushroom on toast. Garnish with some parsley, some salt and pepper, and a drizzle of olive oil. That is a pretty good looking dish right there. Breakfast is not done right without some egg porn. The cost breakdown is as below. Slice of homemade sourdough is about 6 cents. 100 grams of mushroom at $11 a kilo equals to $1.10. 10 mils of extra virgin olive oil at 53 cents per 100 mils equals to 5.3 cents. 2 cloves of garlic is about 5 cents. Parsley is free from my garden. Our mushroom on toast works out to be $1.26.3 cents. With an extra poached egg, it lands at $1.43. You paid 7 to 10 times of that if you get it from the cafe. You're welcome. Alright, and that is our mushroom on toast done. It's so simple, but with a few tricks, knowing how to cook mushroom without bleeding out all of the water content, it just makes it so much better. And the browning of the mushroom, the caramelization, it's just chef's kisses combined with the poached egg, and I had to cut it and put it on the camera just for the York porn for you guys. Yeah, one of my absolute favorite. Mushroom on toast. It's earthy, it's so hearty, and it's also really light. Perfect for the warm weather like this. Alright, I'm going to dig in and let you know how it tastes like. Nothing beats a homemade sourdough, but that is out of this discussion at the moment. The main character today is mushroom. It's hearty, it's meaty, and the garlic flavour just lifts it up to another level, and working so well with the fresh sourdough. These are just some cheap white cup mushroom that is available anywhere, and even with these, it brings on so much more flavour. You obviously can just do it with any other mixture of mushrooms. Chuck a few varieties in there and then just make sure that you cook it with really high heat to get that browning going, to lock in all of the moisture within the mushroom. I've talked a lot, I'm going to get back to my mushroom on toast. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. I have a new video coming out on a weekly basis. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.